of the protests were all peaceful. The Chinese government has labeled Tibetans as being violent. We've been occupied by the Chinese Communist government for over 50 years now, and all of our protests have been non-violent. Through the leadership of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So I'd like to call on a friend of ours, Tim Wilson, who's a local student who spent the summer in Dharamsala volunteering to lead some of the weekend youth that come out of Tibet.
The guy with the
Thanks. I have two articles here, both from the Associated Press. First one's a little happier than the second one.
Oh yeah, I know him. He's your uncle.
Beijing, French President Nicolas Sarkozy stepped up the pressure on China Saturday after its handling the crisis by warning that he may boycott the Olympic opening following fresh violence. Sarkozy's warning, delivered by one of his ministers in the Le Monde newspaper, also came shortly after China said it would step up controversial education campaign for Tibetans in an effort to end nearly a month of unrest. Sarkozy will only attend the Beijing Olympics opening ceremony if China opens dialogue with exiled Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama and frees Tibetan prisoners, French Secretary of State for Human Rights Yamarada said. China must also end the violence against Tibetans, Yad told the Le Monde newspaper, saying all three conditions were indispensable if he was to be at the opening ceremony in August. His comments were among the sharpest by a world leader over China's crackdown on what has become the biggest challenge to its rule of the remote Himalayan region in decades. Protests that began on March 10th in Tibet's capital, Lhasa, escalated into rioting and then spread to other areas of western China with Tibetan populations. China said Tibetan rioters have killed 20 people, but Tibetan exiled groups say 135 to 140 people have been killed in the Chinese crackdown. The death toll from the crackdown was before the latest outbreak of unrest in southwest China's Sichuan province in Thursday that left 8 Tibetans dead, according to activist groups and Tibetan exiles. But China showed no signs of backing down on Saturday. The state-run Tibet Daily quoted the region's deputy Communist Party chief as telling a group of influential monks that reinforcing patriotic education was now a top priority. Especially reinforce education of young monks about the legal system so they become patriots who love religion and observe discipline and law, the paper quoted Hao Peng as saying. The International Campaign for Tibet said the re-education campaign, a tactic long used by the Communist Party, typically involved forcing Tibetans to denounce His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama fled his homeland in 1959 and remains a revered figure for Tibetans, although Chinese believe he is a dangerous figure bent on achieving independence for Tibet. China says they are organizing the latest, that he is organizing the latest unrest and refuses to hold talks with him. The 1989 Nobel Peace Prize winner denies performing any of the unrest. Such orders to denounce the Dalai Lama helped trigger Thursday's protest in Gaose County of Sichuan Province, International Campaign for Tibet spokesman Kate Saunders said. China's official Xinhua news agency reported the incident late Friday, saying police were forced to fire warning shots to quell a riot in which protesters attacked a government building and seriously wounded one official. Xinhua did not give any other key details in his brief dispatch, such as how many rioters were involved or why they had marched on the government office. The International Campaign for Tibet, the Free Tibet Campaign, and Radio Free Asia reported that police had fired directly into the protesters, killing at least 8.